I don't feel like I got like cultural shock when I came here to the US, because most of the stuff I had seen them like on TV or social media. But I guess maybe like sometimes I was shocked by the African who came to the US.
This is Ciella. Ciella, welcome to our channel. So Ciella is the first Burundi. You know, in this channel, I pride in bringing people for the first time. Ciella is the first person from Burundi that is featuring in this channel. Like, make some noise.
I'm representing the whole country then.
Yeah. So don't disappoint Burundi.
Too much pressure.
And we're in Chicago, live and direct. So Ciella from Burundi to Chicago. Okay, before we talk about that movement, let's even get to meet you. So if I ask you to introduce yourself, tell me one sentence introduction or two sentences.
Wow. One sentence? Maybe 3 adjectives.
Okay. Tell me.
Deep.
Deep, okay.
Curious.
Curious.
Empathetic.
Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting combination of. Tell us about your moving from Burundi to
I was
Chicago.
excited because I was like, I'm gonna come and go to a good school where I have like so many opportunities, and I'll be able to there is this quote I like it's not about having hope, it's about being the hope. So I was like, yeah.
This is gonna be a deep interview, a deep conversation.
Yeah, sure, for sure. But yeah, so I was mostly excited to this. And I told you I'm a curious person, so I'm also adventurous. So I'm like, yeah, it's like moving to a new country and but also sad because I remember I cried when I was saying bye to my family. But I cried in the waiting for the plane, not in front of them.
So how often do you go back home?
I've went twice, so I tried to go.
So in 4 years, you've gone twice.
Yeah, I've went twice.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, what is life in America? What you envisioned as this young Burundian lady who moved?
I don't know, cause most of the thing I knew from living in the US were experience from other friends. That some of those friends were not even that close.
Oh, okay.
So I got snippets into their lives, or some of it also influenced by media right now, because we have
social media, TV,
social media. So you so I don't feel like I got cultural shock when I came here to the US, because most of the stuff I had seen them on TV or social media. But I guess maybe sometimes I was shocked by the African who came to the US, or how they chant.
Is there example that you remember? Do you remember any specific example? Being shocked by an African in the US, you're not shocked by the interesting.
I don't want my friends who will be watching this
we want to hear it. We want to hear it. Tell us one case, one experience.
I don't have specific case, but it's mostly during hangouts. For example, we have this close community of Africans, and you see or someone, you know them, how they came, or their first year, how maybe they are shy, or maybe how they identify their faith and everything, and then you see them, I don't know, maybe it's part of social pressure, but you are I didn't expect this person to act like this. But it's also good. It's sometimes I like going to social things because it feels like a sociology class for free. Because you're just observing people, how they behave. It's interesting. And some people also, they are I don't know. I don't know if we are getting into this, but since June is supposed to be Pride Month, whatever. But I have friends who are it's easy to explore different identities or sexualities here in the US than when they are home. So sometimes they do things and you are
This I'm not used to this.
I don't know, not used to it. Yeah.
I see.
Especially coming from African, because like coming from like other American, you're like, oh, it's the culture they grew up in and everything.
Okay, but when fellow Africans engage in this new,
or like some Africans, they are like, literally, I won't say that. Like
we want to hear. Don't you want to hear? Please go ahead. We like gist. Give us some gist. The interesting thing about Ciella is that she came to the best universities in the US, right from Burundi, and she is fully funded, sponsored.
Yeah.
We want to hear about that. How did you get that after high school? And how were you prepared for that?
Yeah, I still can't believe it sometimes.
Oh, okay.
It's like, sometimes I forget like how lucky or like how, like, yeah. I think in Tujenge, we're going to talk about Tujenge, the gap year program I took. In Tujenge, we had that quote which said like, to whom much is given, much is expected. So after high school, I joined Tujenge Africa Foundation, and they have a program. It's called Tujenge Scholars Program, where they help high school graduates to get better in like their English skills, because I don't know if you guys know about Burundi, but we were colonized by Belgians, which means that the school system is in French. So everything I've done before joining Tujenge was in French, like math in French, chemistry in French, everything.
How many languages do you speak?
I speak 4, but we can argue that it's 5.
Oh, wait. Okay, which are these 5?
Kirundi, my native language, French, which is the official language in Burundi, and then English, Swahili, intermediate though.
Okay.
And then Kinyarwanda is close to Kirundi, and I have so many friends from Rwanda here in the US, so I got to learn even more Kinyarwanda. 5
languages. That's something else.
Yeah.
Back to Tujenge. Please.
Tujenge means to build. Tujenge is Swahili.
So it's more like a foundation back in Burundi?
Back in Burundi, and they have to choose, because like they don't have that much funding to support every kid who wants to like
go further in their education. So they have to select people. So smart people.
And smart, but also like they try to do like diverse, because talking a little bit about the history of Burundi, it's been through like some civil wars, and mostly like between ethnicities. We have like 3 ethnicities, so they try to give chances to everybody. Which is the cool thing about Tujenge, because you don't just learn from the staff, like the teachers, but you also learn from each other, because we have so many different background, not only like ethnicity wise, but also like financial, social, economic, like where we grew up, like it's all over the country. So cool.
So the program trained you?
Yes, they
prepared you. Okay.
We study math in English. So the goal is like doing these tests that the university or colleges here in the US request for. So SAT, Duolingo, or Duolingo came later. Actually, we were the one to start doing Duolingo because it was COVID year. But the goal was to do like SAT and TOEFL. So like they help us in that way. But it's not just that. We don't focus on that. Actually, they focus more on like opening or like our mindset. Like, so it's more about like critical thinking, also like peace building, media literacy, like what kind of stuff in the news, like do you just accept whatever you see, like how to recognize fake media, or like because like that's something that influence even like peace.
So you were trained,
in the country, or like and we would also like the cool thing, we would read so many books, even like from Africans, like African literature, which are some things like I didn't do in high school because of how the system is like designed. So like I read like Ngugi wa Thiong'o, Chinua Achebe, Chimamanda, like all those great like African writers.
Yeah.
So like it's cool, but also being exposed to things happening in the US, even climate change. Like not climate change is not just in the US, but the research that is being done here. So many stuff like AI.
So what's your program?
Animal intelligence. I study Earth and planetary sciences, like the geosciences.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you have something to do with the environment. No wonder you mentioned climate change first.
Yes. That's where my heart is.
Yeah, I see. You know, in Africa, we're having so many of these climate and environmental issues, from flooding to
like
other
even
natural
Lake
disasters.
Chad. If you see Lake Chad, it has shrinked like 90% of it, and it influenced not only just the environment, but also like you would see that young girls or women, they are no longer going to school because they have to go and fetch water at like further away.
Yes.
So the fathers or the family, they are like, oh, let's take away
so
the
there's ripple
from
effects.
school. Yeah, or like even when like some women go further away, they get raped or other things. So it's like it just doesn't affect even like the wars like that happens in Africa.
Well, this is a rabbit hole. How a single environmental crisis could degrade to so many economic challenges, social challenges, political challenges, and so much more.
Yeah.
You came to the US as the smartest among the... I mean, you came to the US with a scholarship.
Please, I'm humble.
Okay, yes, you're humble.
Let's stay humble.
Yeah, please. It's good to be humble. So, but she's smart. She's a very smart young woman, and she came to the US on a scholarship funded by one of the best universities in the US.
Yes.
And she got this scholarship after being part of the Tujenge program.
Yes.
In Burundi.
Yes.
It's a development program, like you mentioned. There's something I learned about you that I really want you to tell people.
What is it?
This young lady is in the US, still doing her research. She's not completed her research, but she found it very, very necessary to give back to her community. And she started a foundation or something like a foundation. Can you tell us about MANA?
Yes, MANA initiative. Where do I start?
So if you want to get a scholarship to continue your education in Burundi, please reach out to her.
Burundi, yeah.
So she's supporting young scholars in Burundi. Even though she's a young scholar herself. So that's quite fascinating.
Yes, because I think I have the heart for also like for education. So because it can like resolve so many things. Like once your mindset or everything, once you're exposed to different stuff in the world. So I was like, how can I help these young people in Burundi who are passionate about education but lack the finances like to pursue their studies? So me and my friend, we founded MANA, and the goal was to help those kids to get tuition fees, pocket money, transportation money, like whatever they need in order to feel like any other student they study with. And one of them, like he's studying to International Leadership University, which is an English-speaking university in Burundi, and it's one of the top. And another girl is studying to Lake Tanganyika University, and she's doing like economics. And there is another girl who is studying in the countryside in Burundi.
Wow, there's so many people you're supporting. Doing
like nursery, and like it's so amazing. And like how we get the funding is just, it's also like we we beg people. No, we don't beg people, but like we just ask our other friends, like other scholars like that, like us who are in the US, France, or even Burundi, to contribute as little as $10 per month. And we put that money together, 10 euros in France, 10,000 Burundian francs per month. And we put that money together in order to like get the funding for the
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this since 2022, January 2022.
So
but I started the idea like September, like when I came to the US, like September 2020.
So you had this in mind all along.
Sort of.
But this is incredible. This is incredible. Yeah. So let's talk about living life in Burundi. How was it growing up in Burundi? Like for someone who is not from Burundi, how do you describe that?
You all should go and visit.
Where do we visit?
We have our issues, but yeah, Burundi is renowned for their drums.
Oh, okay.
We have very good drums and like traditional dances.
Oh, okay. Please, can you give us some skills? Show us some. I didn't prepare no drum nor any music, but can you do some moves that you don't have to step out of this?
Where I don't have to stand.
Yes, any move, any Burundian traditional move. Since you said you're known for that, like this is an identity,
but
national
that doesn't
identity.
mean that every Burundian has to dance.
No, but at least you have an idea of how the moves go. So show us how it goes.
It's hard when I'm sitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stand on, but your upper body because I don't want to.
Someone daddy way. No, okay. That doesn't look fun when I'm like, because it's like leg and arms coordination. But it's okay. You guys can go and watch a video of like Burundian traditional dances and drums. And what else? Burundian are fun. Like they like to socialize, even though we have so many.
But that's all over Africa.
No. It's different. Burundi is one of the like poorest country in the world, but we still find like paths to enjoy. And like the weekends are always like
things are happening.
Yeah, things are happening. And we have good beaches. We have Lake Tanganyika, which is one of the largest lake in Africa. So we have nice beaches, like a good like landscape, hills, tea, coffee, everything.
Oh, I see.
That. So we call it like honey and milk. Like we have everything. It's just
I want you to bring that in comparison with living in the US. Life in the US for you. You've been here for 4 years.
Life in the US. Yeah. The US, I mean, it's a big country. So in terms of landscape, there is like different landscape. But in terms of like the culture and like social, I feel like you have to find your niche yourself. You like I come with my values, but I also grow along the way, and you have to use like discernment, I guess, and be like, I'll choose my friends wisely. I'll choose things I have to commit to wisely, and just don't go with the flow. Because it's easy to go with the flow here in the US. There are so many things, and you have literally all the freedom. Like my parents don't call me, or they are not like 10 p.m. you have to be at home. Like I can go at home at any time I want.
So I want us to conclude this conversation by, trying to have a glimpse into the future of Mana Initiative and into how, if you're to speak to Burundians, I mean, especially younger people who, they want to come to the US, or they want to move abroad, or they want to go somewhere else around the world for education or for whatever reasons. What kind of conversations will you want to have with such people?
I mean, for Mana Initiative, first of all, I'm saying like invest in us. It's not like a company or anything, but you are investing in people, in like future leaders, which is amazing because like you never know how like your $10 will affect someone or change their whole
lifetime.
Life, yes. Yeah, yes. And like they will be leaders of tomorrow. So I encourage other Africans to like think about ways of giving back. It doesn't have to be in education. It can be something else. It can also be business oriented. But like think about where we come from, Africa, like, and not forget like our roots. And yeah, it's a way to also stay attached to your country. And then to the Burundians or other Africans who are considering studying abroad, I'm like, pursue that. Like, there are so many things. Like, I can't tell how much you grow, like, from living abroad, especially if you don't have your family with you. You discover yourself. You are like, for example, like making your bed. Sometimes, like most people, they make their bed in the morning, but sometimes if you know there is nobody, maybe you live in a studio or an
You let the bed
apartment,
be.
you have your own room. You're like, oh wow, I didn't make my bed, and then you realize I used to make my bed because of people, because I knew people would come in my room, not because I'm organized. And then you learn that you are not that organized. So that's something you learn about yourself. That's a small thing, but there are even huge things. Not to talk about like access to like the broad world and opportunities you get. And like I don't have to be stuck in the US right now. Like the diploma that I will get is like can literally like open me like any universities like masters or PhD I want to pursue afterwards. So yeah. So
Your program is about to finish.
Yeah.
You just mentioned masters or
Trying.
PhD. Will it be in the US? Are you going back to Burundi? Are you, what does your immediate future look like?
Not turning back.
Did I just hear no turning back? We'll end this interview right here.
No. I mean, it's not easy to go back in Burundi right now without like a substantial project or anything. And I feel like with my field of study, without a PhD or a master's, I won't be able to achieve much if like back home. So I want to continue studying,
Okay.
like PhD in environmental engineering.